Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Tamar and I am a bride on a budget. I am planning my own wedding. I have a very enthusiastic type A personality and I have very enthusiastic family members that absolutely love DIY everything. Today, I want to talk about something that not many people I saw talk recently, at least in the 2025 going to 2026 year, about wedding websites. Now, this is something that I was hyper fixated for the first 3 weeks of my engagement. We didn't have any plans. I didn't know anything physical would happen. Use my love for marketing and graphic design to create myself a website. How exciting it is. I feel like when you put everything into a website and all of a sudden everything starts to become really real, I feel. And that's what I did. And I absolutely loved the whole process of it and figuring out what I like and what I don't like. So today I'm gonna talk about 2 websites that I use to create my wedding website. And I think it's very useful because, again, I didn't see a lot of conversation of it on YouTube in a long form format. There's a lot on TikTok, so go there to look for inspiration and ideas and for shorter format. But I feel like maybe this could be useful for somebody because I've been through that for 2 months. I was designing it and I think I've reached a pinnacle of having a really good website. So let's get into it. So the traditional websites that majority of people use are Zola and the Knot. Personally, I use the Zola website and everything that they have to offer purely because it was the first one that come up in my search. I didn't really have any preferences that will push towards it or start it. Everything I say, by the way, is not sponsored. So everything I say, I would like for you to take and make it personal and take notes. So not sponsored, let's get rolling. I picked Zola just because it was the first website that I saw when I searched wedding websites. Also, I saw it on TikTok a few times and I just said, you know what, let's go with this one and switch if I don't like it. And I ended up really liking it. I even wrote here, love, quotations, like love. I wrote love because I love this website. I love Zola. Personally, I think the idea of having a wedding website is absolutely genius to me. As a type A person that likes to know everything in advance and I like to know every little detail that seems unimportant. But if I was a guest, I would probably like to have somewhere where I can direct all my questions, I can direct all my concerns to the wedding. And I think that is so comfortable to use. By the way, everything that I say is only goes towards Zola and whatever other website I'm gonna talk about, because I haven't had experience with the other websites, the wedding websites, so I don't know how they operate. So I'm talking primarily about Zola, because that's what I use. You can literally get everything you need on Zola, from vendors to officiate to caterers, photographers, cinematic. I think they're gonna add content creators soon because that's such a massive industry that's just popping everywhere. And even I'm kind of thinking maybe I need a content creator. You can find absolutely everything and anything on Zola, and it's really easy to communicate. You can either communicate within the app or the PC browser or email with them. Very comfortable, very open. When I just created my website, there was so many emails in my inbox from different creators and different vendors that I could have picked. The reason I also really like Zola, since this is very international and we're gonna have a lot of different guests coming from different places, the guest list organization, so comfortable. You can have so many different options there. I absolutely love this. Contact collector, I would not go around asking people for their addresses. And something I still didn't really use, but it will be appearing later, and I think the fun thing for me, I think the seating charts, a little bit of the lady that operated Vogue and what's her name? And something that was sitting at the people at the Met Gala. That's kind of the vibe. I think it's kind of fun to pair out people at the table. RSVPs. Zola handles all the RSVP. Thank you, because nowadays people are so horrible about it. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to talk. And I think the fact that Zola takes down, or those websites take the responsibility from you hunting down people and be like, hey, RSVP, you just or the fact of the paper RSVP. It's not there anymore. You can just RSVP online. So useful, so comfortable. Save paper, you save money. Love that for them. Something that I think a lot of people kind of scared to look at, but the budgets, it automatically connects you with the vendors that you already booked, and it's on the budget system there. I love that it's all synchronized and it's all together, and you can set up your own budget. You can set it, it's flexible. You can close your budget, stuff like that. Absolutely love this. Can't get enough of it. Like I said, very good vendors communication. They answer within 20 minutes. Honestly, I think I'm the bad person for they're very fast on response. 2 to 3 days, they answer immediately. Even the same day they answer. I haven't booked with anybody yet because I'm kind of scared of booking stuff. I feel like it's a little bit unreal, although I sent the save the date, so I have to do it. Vendors communication, great. And there's no hard feelings because you can just like, whatever. This is the section that inspired this whole video, is the STD, save the date. Honestly, I didn't even realize when I was writing down the ideas and script for this video. I haven't realized it was STD, and I wrote it like STD, save the date. And I was texting it to my fiance's mom, and I was like, hey, can you please figure out those people? I couldn't send them the CD because the number was wrong or something. And I was like, wait a minute, what's that? Oh, quickly had to change it to save the date or something. But save the dates. Personally, us, we are under budget. We are on a 10K budget. We want to hit the under 10K goal as much as possible. We want to save money as much as possible because it's kind of ridiculous spending a lot of money on the wedding industry. Is crazy expensive. So we decided to save money. We decided to do a hybrid invites. So save the dates, like I said, automatically sent online to their numbers through text. So useful. It directed them to the wedding website that I already made with all the questions and stuff and how to book and where to book, and it collected their information, which is so useful because it's a lot of people. We ended up having, instead of 100 people, we have 125 people now. Bonjour. Anyways, we send the save the dates online, and we're gonna make personalized. I designed the invitations and sent them in a physical form, which I think is the best way to do because it's nice to have little physical things still. As much as I love digital world and when I love digital creations, I still think having something physical is so much nicer. And when you hold it and you can look at it and you can feel it, it creates a different aspect and creates such a great and real feeling to it. So that's what we decided to do. By the way, on Zola and I assume the Knot and other websites, like I saw, you can do your own invites as well, and or use their templates. And like I said, it's very versatile. We'll come back to designing stuff a little bit later in the list. The best experience that you can do is, if you have an iPad, I think that would be so much easier to use on an app than in the computer browser. I don't know why they made it so difficult for use, because you can really, every time I picked on the website before I downloaded go to the app to do it. I'm like, I don't want to download the app. Why do I need to do everything on the app? Why does everything needs an app? I get it now, but there is functions that I don't need the app to do. For example, seating charts. I'd rather do it on the computer than on the app. Mass text sending, I can use the computer for that. I don't need to download the app for that. So that's my two complaints that I have towards the app usage. Another complaint that I have is when I open my app on my phone, for some reason my computer froze, the website on the computer froze, and I couldn't for the life of it to transfer and have them work at the same time. For some reason it changed my website. It wasn't the website I designed, and I put hours and hours into work. It changed it completely. I was so pissed, but I was already stressed from sending out the save the date, so I glazed over it and fixed it. It was kind of annoying that so much time that I put into it, and for some reason it just changed. I don't know why. Because now that I think about it, it's really frustrating, but that's okay. I fixed it. And the last complaint that I have, which honestly, it's not a complaint, it's more of an observation. Zola is customizable. You can absolutely customize everything on it. You can even pay to get even more customization, but there's not that much customization. If you have templates, sure, you have different colors to it, but you cannot pick a color that you want, or the color specific for your palette, right? Or for example, if you have invites, unless you upload your own custom invitation, they're very vanilla. All invites are vanilla in my opinion. They're all very simple, and nowadays a lot of invites are very boring because they're all the same, to be honest. I love that. I'm definitely 100% not sarcastic. I love vanilla invites. I think they're the simplest, the most fancy ones. But as much as they're like, oh, customize everything you need, there's not that much customization going on, unfortunately. So that kind of created a little bit of annoyance with me because I don't know, I'm doing everything my way. To the other website that I used that can be used actually for wedding websites is Canva, my favorite app in the world. Canva, I love you. If you're a bride that is very like, I'm gonna do everything myself, Canva is your best friend. You and Canva are gonna be like this throughout the whole time for literally everything. And Pinterest. But we're not talking about Pinterest right now. We're talking about Canva. You need Canva. I do recommend getting the Canva Pro because, girl, so much easier, and you get free range. I know it's like, I don't even know how much that I get it from school. I'm very privileged for that. I'm very lucky for that. But I think if I didn't have from school, I'd probably pay for Canva. That's how much I like it. It's so worth it for everything. You can make a wedding website. At first, before I started doing on Zola, I did have a wedding website on Canva. It was beautiful. It was a lot of work, but it was beautiful. There's so many beautiful options that you can get on TikTok and templates that you can buy on TikTok to create your own website. And you can combine different websites to create your own personal direct towards your different stuff. You have full control of what's happening on Canva. That's why I like it so much. Also, Canva is a little bit more of a visual website. You can connect different programs to Canva and the RSVP and the spreadsheets and stuff. But again, it's only visuals. On Zola, you literally do have guest list, contact collector, address collector, different stuff. On the app, you have like prenup prep, honeymoon, registry, so many different stuff that you can use. I think if you have a really good creative mind, you can combine both because you can upload pictures to Zola that you can create with Canva, and that's what I did. Wedding pitch to my future in-laws, my future family, to pitch the wedding and the idea, because you can create your wedding design and your wedding inspiration and your wedding like vibe and vision and pitch. I created it. At first we thought of doing it in their backyard because we didn't know what was going to be our budget, and then we somehow like rolled it out to be a little bit more venue classic style wedding. So I recommend combining both of them and working with both of them. From payment perspective, I use the regular Zola. I didn't pay extra for URL or something. I really don't have a preference because there's like a URL that says Zola wedding of da 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 da, or just your name. It's really not that big of a deal if people see Zola URL or just your wedding name URL. But to conclude this video, use whatever you're comfortable with, no matter what wedding like software you use to design your wedding website. Is it the Knot or Zola, or I think there's like Bird's Nest, I don't know. It's really easy because they already have everything that you need. With Canva, it's a little more tactical, a little more hands-on. If you are comfortable with spreadsheets and Excel sheets and different softwares to use, or you just want to create a vision, a vibe. Again, so many different templates, so many different options that I looked through. You can create your own vision. I just thought, if anybody interested, what we did is I ditched the idea of having a wedding website on Canva because technically it was a little bit hands-on more than I wanted. I still use Canva for the save the dates and for our invitations, which is so fun. I love the idea. My poor fiance had to see 40 different variations of, do you like this font? Yeah, so again, and Zola I use as a complete wedding guide. They have everything there. They have a checklist. So I absolutely recommend Zola. Again, just a disclaimer, not sponsored by any of the websites. The reason I choose Zola was because it was the first one that came up in search, and also my good friend that is also planning a wedding recommended it to me, so I used it and I absolutely loved it. So I hope this video can help you to figure out what you want. If you're a bride that's in the midst of planning and you just wanted to see what other people have to offer, or you're not a bride yet and you want to have a head start and know what's the things going on, or you're a bride that actually is 2 months of planning your wedding and you don't know what's happening with you. So this video for you, or if you just wanted to watch. So thank you so much for watching. And again, have a wonderful rest of your day, morning or evening, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.